Hi! You joined me on YouTube. Oh my god, this is so hard, Liliana. Oh my god, I'm trying really hard to do this. Okay. I think I have to go. I'm going live on Instagram now, too. Oh, are these backwards? Motherfucker. You know me. You know I don't know how to do this shit. Okay, I really hope you're the only oh, there's 2 people on here. 3 people on here. Hi, guys. So sorry, I'm just putting my earrings in, but they're really fun. They're really fun, and I can tell you where I got them. I got them from New York City Pagan Pride. Back when it was not virtual. It was really fun. Okay, I think I'm live on both platforms. So let's get ready to go. I have some music I'm gonna put on in the background. All right, gonna be nice. I put on like a little Gemini, Sagittarius kind of playlist, and it's wicked loud. All right. So Gemini and Sagittarius, right? Okay, so we've got the nodes in Gemini and Sagittarius. This is the party signs. These 2 signs are the signs that almost never stop talking. And we've got the north and south node there. So if you don't know what an eclipse is, and you don't know when an eclipse happens astronomically, it happens when, cheese and rice. It happens when the moon, the sun, and the earth are all in perfect alignment. And that happens when the moon is conjunct its nodes. So I'm going to burn a little bit of this lavender smudge that my friend Gabby made. If you want one, let me know. They're super nice. She uses the stems and she uses the leaves. So it's a zero waste product. But I'm here to take your questions. We're going to talk about this eclipse. I've pulled it up on my computer. I think I just want to start talking about it because that's a mess. I think I just want to start talking about it because eclipses are points of extreme change. I can't read. Kristen, hi. Okay, I can't read this very well, so I'm going to try my best to answer your questions, but I'm going to talk for a little about this, and I'm going to pull some cards for you guys, and when I do that, I will make sure to check it out, okay? So Gemini and Sagittarius, again, eclipses are moments of huge change. Anytime that there is like a perfect alignment in the sky, when things get into like the zone of like degree-based aspects, that's when things get intensified. You have whole sign aspects, and those are all well and good, but at the same time, like when things get closer and closer to degree-based aspects, they indicate moments of sudden change and moments of intense change. So I think with Gemini, you can really expect, and this is happening, you're already going to start feeling this, guys, because for 36 hours on each side of the new and full moons, you're going to feel the effects of them. Okay, it's a 3-day process. The moon has to apply to the aspect and then separate from the aspect after it's perfected the aspect. So there's a lot going on here. You're going to feel it over the next several days, definitely on the 30th, definitely today, and definitely on the 1st. And it's Gemini and Sagittarius. And I opened this discussion with the fact that they're such social signs. The nodes are going to be there for probably the next 9 to 10 months. The nodes change signs every 18 months. So, Nico, hi! Oh my gosh, this is so fun. I love doing this. You get to see all these old friends. Okay, so Gemini and Sagittarius, you're going to be expecting to socialize. There will be conversations that you have with people that I'm going to warn you, you're going to want to make sure that you are not putting your foot in your mouth at this point, okay? Also, do you like my little fake fireplace? We love it. You're not going, that's me, that's this Gemini lunar eclipse. I'm like, my fireplace. Yeah, you're not going to want to put your foot in your mouth with people. This is ruled by Mercury. So Gemini's ruling planet is Mercury. Mercury is currently in Scorpio. So that means that there's a lot of secrecy. Like, think about the sign of Scorpio. It happens at Aaliyah. It's a Gemini rising and Sagittarius moon. It's cute. I don't know what that means. Is that, oh, yes. Oh, really? Sagittarius rising? Wait, Sag rising? Or your Gemini rising? Oh my God, you should watch your, oh my God, you've got like this reboot of health for you in your near future. I know it's been tough for you because I have some very dear friends who are Gemini risings, and I know it's been tough for you, and I know you've been like trying to achieve a goal, trying to achieve some sort of project. I've got cards jumping out for you already. You've been a fighter and you've been dealing with the devil. Okay, so you've been chained to something, and usually this shows up as like the devil is a false sense of happiness, whether it's a person. Oftentimes it means sex. I mean, look at that, like BDSM, like we love it. And that's definitely a signification of it. But a lot of the times it's something that is, oh no, okay, stand by. It's something that is a false sense of happiness. And you find, thank you, I love you, the background is cute. And you find yourself sort of like succumbing to this false sense of happiness, and it's not actually sustainable. So I have you fighting for something. There's something that you want, something passionate that you're like driven about. Against all odds, you want to go for it, whether it's a project or what. And then I have the devil card. I don't know why my screen keeps going dark, but I can't see. Wait, why is this happening? Okay, I'm going to be editing some of my settings. So if you stand by, I'll keep talking about this. Gemini and Sagittarius are both mutable signs. And so you can expect moments of change. And usually you can expect at these eclipses that screen time, is that where I go? No. You can expect at these eclipses that auto lock, that's what I'm turning off. How do you turn it off? Wait, why can't I turn this off? Oh, because I have low freaking power mode on. I'm so sorry, guys. Gemini and Sagittarius are mutable signs. So these are the ends of cycles for us, okay? So you've got a lot that we've been working towards, right? There's been a lot going on in our lives. There's been a lot. Can you hear me? Okay. So a lot that's been going on in our lives, a lot has been changing for us. We're like, this pandemic has been a test. It's Saturn Pluto, right? That happened at the beginning of the year. Saturn is the lord of tests. So when Saturn teaches you a lesson, it absolutely takes a long ass time, okay? So it's gonna test you, and it's gonna keep testing you, and it's going to keep testing you through December. It's gonna keep testing you while Saturn's in Aquarius too. It's another sign of its rulership. So this eclipse is a turning point. Like the nodes in Gemini and Sagittarius are definitely signifying like the ending of a belief system, the ending of like the belief that potentially you aren't capable of something, or the belief that you're only good at X when you want to be good at Y, whatever it is. Like this is definitely a turning point for you. And Aaliyah, I have you being a fighter. I don't know if that resonated with you, but I have you being a fighter. You're an Aquarius sun. Oh, sweetheart. I know you're trying to be strong. Aquarius sun, that's your ruling sun. Your ruling planet is Saturn, according to Hellenistic astrologers. That's the tough one. I mean, I'm a Capricorn sun, stellium and Capricorn. Like, it's always the worst case scenario with us. It's always like we're preparing for the worst case scenario, and everything seems to be the worst before it's like you feel comfortable saying things are okay, right? So I have you as a fighter. I need you to get rid of the devil, because the devil is holding you back. Whether this is like, are you smoking weed? For me, that's what the devil is right now. Like, I'm smoking too much weed, and like that's like part of my coping mechanism for my anxiety. And like in ways that's okay. In the right doses, it's okay. But I also have this awareness of when I'm doing it, when it's not okay, I'm like, I know I shouldn't be doing this. When it's like 11 a.m. and I like, no, I don't need to be smoking, and I'm smoking. Like, I'd like to try to not succumb to that just because it's easy, you know? So keep on being the fighter. Okay. Whew. Who else do we have? I want to start pulling cards for you guys. If you have any questions about ancient astrology, the kind of astrology that I study, okay, so just a little brief overview. I study Greek source texts in terms of astrology. So like I study Ptolemy, I study Pythagoras, I study Manilius, Firmicus Maternus. These are all just names of people that I study. And those texts were only translated from Greek into English for the first time like 20 years ago at a project called Project Hindsight. A bunch of incredible astrologers got together and they translated these texts so that we could use them and we could see them and we could understand this sophisticated system that was based on Egyptian and Mesopotamian influence. And really when like Alexander the Great like conquered all of the Mediterranean region and like the parts of the Middle East, he created this community. He did a lot of bad shit and we know that, but he created this community that was able to transfer ideas. It was internationalism for the first time. And they traded ideas and they created this sophisticated astrology system. And then it got condemned by the church and whatnot, as everything good does. No, I'm kidding. But it got just thrown by the wayside, and then we lost a lot of the original significations and the original meanings and the original methods. And so now we're sort of dealing with this kind of bastardized version of astrology and modern astrology that we don't actually understand the origins of. And understanding the origins of it is just absolutely key to understanding it. So that's where I come from. That's the kind of astrology I've been studying, is the Greek astrology. So I want someone to utilize the time that I've set aside for you. I have cards in my hands and I'm really ready to give you some insight about what's going on. So literally just be like, I want a reading. If you can give me your rising sign, that would be helpful because I could potentially tell you a little bit more. But yeah, like Gemini rising, Aaliyah, this is going to shift for you, like your perception of yourself. All right, I'm going to do Kristen. Kristen, do you know your rising sign? And Liliana. I've got to do Liliana. You can absolutely have a reading, Aaliyah. You're going to definitely, like Gemini rising, you're definitely going to have a shift in your perception of yourself. This could also come in, and it's going to last 6 months, guys. The energies here are going to last 6 months. You might even get like a crazy haircut. Like that can just be like full moon stuff, because a lunar eclipse is just a full moon that's conjunct the nodes of the moon. So full moon stuff that happens in the first house tends to be like, I impulse got a haircut. I impulse like got new clothes or whatever it is. And that's great. And that's one side of it. But also, what do those clothes signify, right? It signifies like you wanting to take a next step. You want to begin something new. But if you think about the symbolism of a full moon, it's the moon it's the sun shining on the moon. Entirely, they're at opposition. They're at polar opposite sides. It's like, imagine if the sun is your father or your parents, and then you make this sort of departure from them, and then you become your own person, and then you're like staring back at them. It's like, what do you realize that you do need from them, and what do you realize that you don't need from them? That's the symbolism of the full moon. And that can apply with any project that you start. You start from this place of purity, and then you are sort of looking at it from another angle. Okay, so Kristen, Liliana, and Aaliyah. I'm really glad that I can read these. Listening to this reading. Oh my God. I love how active you guys are. These are really fun for me, and I want to keep doing these. Okay. Kristen. What do I have for Kristen? Oh my God, I'm listening to the Miley Cyrus album. She's got some really good ones. Kristen, you got to make a plan, sister. Is there some career path or like maybe some person that you want to like approach or something? You do not have a plan in mind. I need you to have a tiny bit more structure. I feel like you've got like all these different places you could go. and you're feeling pretty lost because you don't have a lot of structure going on. But you're feeling like energized to do something, okay? Your rising is Libra. Okay, let me think. Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, 5th house. This is going to be good for you. There's going to be like moments of really good joy. Potentially revolving your career. So this is kind of funny that this was popping up as your career. I wouldn't be surprised if you kind of got some direction in terms of your career. Yes. Oh, okay. Because last time I talked to you, you were like killing it on the slopes. That was like what we were talking about. And you were, I can't remember. We had like a one FaceTime and that was really fun. Yeah, I see you as being very confused, but very passionate and having maybe a lot of different avenues that you could take. You're probably going to meet someone who helps you on this path. That's what I'm sort of feeling. Because the sun is in your 11th house. So by the end of Sagittarius season, you will have met this person. And that ends on December 22nd. I have a job interview in 2 days. I'm super pumped about it. That is my potential future career if it goes well. Oh my God. Okay. Spirit is absolutely telling you to just be honest. Don't hold anything back about your passion about this thing. Because it's so funny that I didn't even get to the reverse 9 of Wands yet. I was just but make a plan. Spirit wants you to make a plan for the interview. Like run through it a couple times with family members. Okay. But I have really good feelings about this interview for you. I can't believe it's in 2 days. How lunar eclipse is that? All right, what's the outcome of this interview for her? Okay, I have reversed death. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So that's pretty straightforward from Spirit that I think you're going to get it. And, but it doesn't seem like this is a new beginning for you. It sort of feels like this is something that you've cared about for a long time, something you've worked towards it for a long time. Oh my God, Liliana, I know your rising sign. I'm doing this on YouTube and Instagram. So like this is a first for me. Okay. I do want to do Liliana's too. I actually want to pull one card about the nice little joyful moment that Kristen's going to experience. Why do I feel like it's with her family? I hope you're with your family. Holiday season. Oh. Okay. Maybe some like fun bickering. Maybe like, are you playing a game? Maybe. It's interpreting. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Right. I completely forgot about it. That's exactly what we talked about on FaceTime. Yeah. Sign language interpreting. Incredible. Okay. So that's amazing. You might be playing like a fun sporty game. Usually the 5 of Wands doesn't show up in like a fun situation. It usually points to like an argument, maybe with family members, but something you're passionate about. The amount of Wands energy that's happening here for you is totally indicative of like Sagittarius sun right now. It's totally indicative of like how passionate you are. Incredible. So I think my original warning in the beginning of this video is just be careful that you're not putting your foot in your mouth if you're like talking a lot, because Gemini Sagittarius makes us talk a lot. I mean, what like I literally just went immediately to the fire behind me like before. It's very much a social situation. Oh boy, we'll see. I can see that happening, to be honest. Yeah, so I guess just be wary of that. But I have really good feelings about this job because you have so much experience with it. I think another thing that's coming through is talk about your personal experience with it. Don't go too much into it, but because you do have such personal experience with doing this, I think definitely lean on that. Okay. Liliana. All right. You're doing your homework at the same time. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Maybe I should Sorry, guys. I love you too. Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This one. Okay. All right, Liliana, Cancer rising. Cancer rising, this happens for you, Cancer, Gemini. Happens for you in the second house. Okay, so income. Probably something about income, probably something about your expectations for yourself for material gain in this world. Sort of like maybe you're starting a project and you're sort of like, well, hope this goes well. I've got a card jumping out for you. Queen of Wands, sister, this has come up for you time and time again. Queen of Fire, Queen of Passion. This is a very sexy card, okay? This could also point to a female Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that comes into your life and helps you out. But I have you on the 8th house axis and then 7th house Mercury in Scorpio, right? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Oh, no, I'm right. No, I'm not. Cancer rising, Capricorn. Wait. Oh, Gemini's in the 12th house. Gemini's in the 12th house. Sorry, I messed it up. Okay. So this is actually very different for you. I hope that your horoscope that I recorded resonated with you. But okay. It's possible then in this case, this Queen of Wands, I'm still feeling like she comes in to help you. I don't feel like she comes in to hurt you. But I do have you in a sign of loss. This lunar eclipse is in your 12th house of solitude. Maybe you're taking it like a time to just be by yourself. Maybe you're like ending a relationship. I mean, you and I have talked about that a little bit. But this is happening in your 12th house, 6th house axis, and then you've got Mercury and Venus in your 5th house. So there is good happening for you in we have more people. Hi guys, thank you for joining me. Okay, so I have in your 5th house you have Mercury and Venus, and that is going to be your absolute saving grace at this time. So Mercury and Venus in the 5th, Venus is in her joy in the 5th. You're definitely going to find some creative inspiration here. I would warn against trying to have too many like conversations about that's okay. We'll talk about it later. Her phone died and she missed a bunch of stuff, but that's okay. I think that I would warn against talking too much here because you're going to be feeling a lot and your mind is going to be in a scorpionic place. Like Mercury in Scorpio, the rational mind in Scorpio makes us very much prone to disillusion. And so if you start to like spiral upward or downward, just make sure that you're keeping yourself in a reality check. But you're a fighter here. You are a fighter here. You have the sun in Sagittarius in the 6th house of toil and of hard work in order to get to a place of accomplishment. And so make sure that you are channeling that and make sure that you are just taking care of yourself because loss is critical to every movement that you make. Every time you take a step, you absolutely have to leave something behind, whether it's a footprint or what. Again, fighter energy. Like I have you in the 6th house and I have you fighting for something that you care about. Don't choose a person over yourself. And that's coming through from spirit. Don't choose. You have these goals that I can see all of this Wands energy. I can see that you have goals for yourself. And I can see that you have this passion for something that you're working on, passion for just keeping yourself independent and keeping yourself committed to your own goals. And I don't want to see you just even momentarily, like give that away to somebody else, give away that energy to somebody else. Again, also you and Kristen are very similar right now. But Wands energy, be wary that you're not taking too much too personally, and be aware that you are in a very energetically charged social setting. Okay? Things don't always come across the same way. Okay. This is fun. We're having fun. I want to pull the Wisdom of the Oracle card. Wait, guys, there's one card that never came out. It's the Queen of Cups. What was she doing hiding over there? All right. This is definitely, this is feeling to me like a mundane card, like it points to the earth and the earth realm in terms of what's going on for us as a civilization. I think that this is about exercising empathy and not expecting it in return. It's not transactional. It matters that we are having conversations in which we are making space for people's emotions rather than having all of that wands energy that's all action, anger, aggression, okay? So making sure that we're taking care of each other. So I have these really great oracle cards from Colette Baron Reed that I'm a big fan of which I am a big fan. And I really just want to say thank you to everybody who's on this. These are really fun for me to do, and I really hope that you enjoy them. Rianne and my girl at Cafe Consin, who's joined this. I don't know if you can see her. She is, I met her through a mutual friend, and she's very kind and extremely talented medium. I highly recommend you go to her if you need any mediumship practice. Also, tarot readings, I believe she does. So thank you so much for joining me here. I am absolutely honored to have you here. Okay. All right. Ooh. I got two. To be fair, and milk and honey. Okay, this feels like Libra because we see the scales, right? We see the scales. We've got my Libra down here on YouTube, my Liliana. Okay, this is pointing again to, well, what's coming in from Spirit right now is that it's about, you're welcome. It's about not expecting, and it's about not expecting everything to always be fair. And, oh my God, stop. Oh God. That's really nice. Thank you. Not always expecting things to be fair. And when they don't end up going the way that we expect them, not to take it out on other people, because sometimes it's just about the universe delivering us certain signs through certain outcomes, right? So make sure that you're not expecting the world to work perfectly and it to be the safest place ever, remember? Okay, so when things don't go your way, don't blame, rather utilize that information that Spirit's giving you, right? Utilize it to form a better life for yourself. Okay, I reversed milk and honey. And so this is a protection message. In this deck, when cards are reversed, it's a message of protection. So all that glitters is not gold, right? Certain alchemical balances might be out of whack. And what that means, and what I'm trying to say by that is, you might think that two things are going to mix really well. You might think that two people are going to mix really well. Think about the social aspect of this being in Gemini. Just make sure that you're not trying to force anything. If something happens and it works, great. But if something doesn't, you'll know. Another thing I want to mention is you can't expect to talk to people a lot. It's a Gemini lunar eclipse. This also is your curiosities. So let them run. The best advice I can give you for a full moon is be present. Let it all come through. Let it come rushing over you. And let it show you these sides of yourself that you didn't know existed. And then afterwards, analyze them. Afterwards, let the moon be in Cancer and sort of feel it a little bit and sort of be with yourself and be a homebody for a little bit and feel it. But while this eclipse happens, just drink it in. There's no need to conjure up all this crazy magic. Do magic if you know how to do it and to do it safely. My biggest suggestion, if you are going to do magic, is to just pray. No, I would advise very much against doing magic on other people. I would advise very much to not do magic that's trying to twist fate in your favor so much, but rather praying for the greatest form of light and love, rather praying for the best outcome. That's my biggest little thing about eclipses, and that's specifically eclipses. On a full moon, absolutely, like, twist fate, do whatever you want. But like, yeah, I think you can, because the energy is so charged here, because it's such a direct degree-based aspect. Like, I want to make sure that you aren't, it's so intense, I want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself, or just that something doesn't go the wrong way. Okay, self-care cards. Why are they jumping out? Make a vision board. Okay, this is a great time, Gemini as well. Great time for reading, for getting inspired. Gemini is all about, it's like social media. When you think of Gemini, you think of social media. So you think of like, just like constant content. You think of like bing, bing, boom, boom, boom. And it's beautiful. And then you've also got, you've got Venus in play, co-present with Mercury, the ruler of Gemini. And so they're in this little dance together. And so like that comes out, like making a vision board is very much in that realm, like Tumblr. It makes me think of Tumblr, if you remember Tumblr. If it's still around, I don't actually know. And Phoebe Bridgers, this new album is like, oh my God, okay. But I really like Miley Cyrus's. I like certain songs off of it, not the whole thing, but I just love her. Okay. More self-care cards. These are great cards too. Look for fairies. Look for fairies. Okay, Gemini also is very associated with the children and like childhood education, okay? Like basic education, whereas Sagittarius is more expansive, Gemini is a bit more minute. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the rational mind. So 2 + 2 = 4. That's what you're learning. You're learning Mercury in childhood. Look for fairies. I was literally in New Hampshire with my boyfriend and his niece and nephew, and we put out glitter. His mom and I put out glitter and coins, and we looked for fairies, and it was just the best, you know, like watching their spirits just rise. It feels so good. And so for those of you who are Gemini, Aries risings, anybody who's an Aries rising, this is going to be great for you, especially because doing little community things, that's very third house. The moon is in its joy in its third house. So like if you have the moon in the third and you're an Aries rising, especially, you're going to love things like looking for fairies. You're going to love things like playing Chutes and Ladders. Like, okay, I think 30 minutes is good for this. I really appreciate everybody who came. I want to do this every new moon and full moon, if I can make myself. But thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. And reach out to me. I'm going to give some hefty discounts over December for readings. All right. Oh, wait. Wait. Aaliyah, don't leave. I didn't know that you were still on here. Do you want a reading? Don't go anywhere. Oh, you guys are so nice. Yay. Okay. I had to make sure that you were still there. I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. I did not forget about you. It's just like when you see the little number, it doesn't tell you who's there. Okay. This is tough. I really appreciate you guys though. Okay. I'm going to pull an overall card for you. Okay. Overall card for you. And you said you're not a Sag rising. What did you say? Gemini rising. So first house. Okay. Gemini rising, first house. All right. Truth be told, this comes in from the Scorpio Mercury. Okay, and then this is on your first house, seventh house axis. So it's possible that over the past week or so, you've been dealing with like a relationship with someone and you're like not really sure if you should trust them. Well, this comes through Aquarius Sun. So Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, 8th house Sun. Okay. And then I don't remember where you said your moon was. Sagittarius moon. Oh wow. Okay. So probably some relationships in your life that have definitely been on the darker side. Eighth house, definitely like, because eighth house is the house that prepares for death. It's the house of other people's income. I would not be surprised if you married wealthy. You married someone who has a lot of money. Okay, so you're dealing with a relationship. Okay, so seems like the truth is going to come out. If it's not today, it's probably going to be tomorrow. But we can totally dig into that. But it's just like it's a full moon. So it's like the culmination, it's the revelation, it's all of that light from the moon, right? It's got to go somewhere, but it illuminates things. Okay, so what truths are told for this relationship? Wow. Okay, so I have you with the 9 of Cups. I have you with the reversed Wheel of Fortune. And I have you, okay, the decision is made for you. Decision is made for you. It seems like you were in some sort of a cycle with this person. Sort of like, maybe like, what I'm getting is it's like a social cycle. Like they're sort of saying these things and then saying different things. And then saying these things and saying different things. I think you find comfort in understanding that. And I can't exactly tell right now. It sort of seems like the decision is made for you in that you kind of choose your own happiness over this person. Okay. I think you kind of choose your own happiness over this person rather than like look at you so sustained here. You don't need anybody else. He's by himself. And it's not that you're like alone forever. Like I literally just told you you're going to marry wealthy. I wouldn't be surprised, Aquarius, and it would depend on a lot more other things in your chart. But because aren't you in Aquarius Saturn too? Yeah, you're Saturn and Aquarius. So, or you might be Saturn and Pisces. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay. I do want to figure out what the outcome is. I'm going to give you advice and outcome. Advice card. And the outcome. Wow. I think this is good. I think you're setting boundaries in it. What happens is you set boundaries in it and it gives you reason to celebrate because you're sort of like, once you've set the boundaries, you're like safe within that space to like, oh, I'm glad this is helpful. But we can talk about your Saturn placement like that another time. You set boundaries. You set boundaries in which you are able to like celebrate with this person. I don't think it's over. And then I have you as the reversed Fool. And so what that means is like, you're not jumping into this head first without being stupid. You're like, this is what I deserve. Whoops. This is what I deserve. And you're not going to cheat me of that. I wouldn't suggest having this conversation on the full moon. Let those things, hi, Richard. I let those things sort of play out and let them reveal themselves to you. And then from there, work with that information and be like, this is what I deserve. This is what I want to see. If you're not going to give that to me, I'm gone. But that way you're not being the fool. You're not sort of like listening to society tell us like what it's always told us of like, you'll fall in love and everything will work out and that person will complete you because you are half of a soul. Not true when you know it. I know you and I know you know that. You're not going to be a fool about it. You're going to be like, I have these boundaries and I actually do not need you. And if you're not going to fulfill my boundaries, I am gone. So looks like the cycle is going to break by your own will. And I'm stoked about that for you. So, okay. Thank you guys so much. Tune in 2 weeks for more free readings. And I have discounts coming in December for readings. Get a reading for a friend. They're going to be fun. I have really quick readings too. If you don't want to do it in person, you don't want to talk to me in person, I totally get what that's like. And you can email me. Exactly. Period. Incredible. I love you, Aaliyah. Thank you so much for coming here. It's so nice to talk to people like this. Like, it's so nice to, because like I haven't spoken to you in so long. I'm so glad that like we got to talk. But yeah, so I'm gonna have things coming out. I'm gonna have discounts coming out. Lots of fun things that are gonna be happening. And yeah, if you don't want to do an in-person reading, just email me. And you can pay me over Venmo. There's details on my website, and I will email you the insights that I have for you. Super quick and like not direct way of doing it. I love you all. Thank you for coming. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and have a lovely lunar eclipse in, how do I turn this off? Gemini. Bye, Liliana. I love you. And who else is here? I don't know, but I love you too, person.